Yo, it's Trent. Hope everyone's having a good day, good week so far. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are all doing good. And we got the most gruesome bike crash ever story time, or in history story time. I don't know exactly what I'm going to call it, but this was nasty. And yesterday's story actually reminded me of this one, right? It has nothing to do with an abandoned house or anything like that. But it was a disgusting injury, okay? I almost threw up seeing it, so let's get into it. So just for a little background, I don't know how old we were, dude. We were young, probably like 15, because none of us were driving yet. We all were on our bikes still, so we had to be like 14 or 15, right? What is that, like freshman year? Actually, maybe we were even like 13, dude, because we could have been in middle school. I can't remember, to be honest, but it was summer. School wasn't even happening, and what we were doing at this time was going on the bike path, right? Now, there's this big, huge bike path by our house, but here's the thing, right? And it's by all of our houses. I mean, we don't live close, me and my friend. I mean, we live close, but not that close, like a 5-minute drive each from each other. Yet, the bike path is next to all of our houses. That's how big it is, right? And it goes for towns. Like, it goes for like, I don't know, 7 or 8 towns this way and like 4 or 5 towns this way. It's a huge, huge, bike path, and it covers like the whole county, I think. I don't know exactly, but we had never gone like the full length of it, you know what I mean? But one day we decided, hey, let's go really far, right? Let's see how far we can go, right? But also, you got to remember, however far that we bike, we have to bike back. And we knew that, even though we were young and kind of dumb, we knew that. However far, if we bike for 2 hours, it's going to be 2 hours back, right? So we got to make sure of that. So there was a normal way we went, and then there was the way called the woods, right? And the woods, what that was is the way we didn't usually we went away, and the way we went, right, you'd go on this huge bridge and you'd go over kind of a highway, and you'd see all these cars, and it was kind of more public, right? Like that part of the bike path you would see a lot of people on, right? Like they'd be walking, you go through the woods, and it's a lot of main roads. Like you're not on the main road, but you're going above the main road, you're going under the main road, you're going around it. Like you see a lot of people. But the woods way, the other way that we went on this day, is kind of more hidden. Like you're in the woods 99% of the time, and then eventually you get to like the middle and nowhere fields, right, where there's like wheat and corn and stuff, and it's all it's like I mean, not southern Illinois, but that's what it looks like. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a bunch of fields. It looks like Wisconsin, like whatever, just middle and nowhere vibes if you go that far. So that was our plan, was to go really far, right? Well, we started going the woods way, and I have no idea if something was wrong with my friend's bike or if this was on him. I'm just saying, I have no clue, right? But we started riding, and I remember the day. I can remember a lot of details really clearly, and in a lot of my stories I can't, right? Like I know details, but I can't kind of piece them all together. But this one, it was traumatic. Like I can clearly remember 90% of this day. So it was sprinkling, right? Like it was barely raining, but it was still sunny outside. It was just good vibes, right? We had the speaker in the backpack. I'm sure, I don't think we were smoking yet, but we probably had nicotine, like our jewels and stuff. So I'm sure we were just vibing, hitting the vapes, listening to music, having a great time, right? Well, let's get to the, the bad stuff. So we had turned into a dark part of the woods. Like it wasn't dark, dark, it was light outside, but there were so many trees covering, and like just shrubs and trees and stuff, that it was kind of dark and what's the word I'm trying to say? Omnious? You know what I'm trying to say, right? It was like dark and creepy, and you couldn't really tell, I mean, you could tell where you were going, but like if there was a branch or something in the way, there might be a shadow covering it. You never know, right? But what had happened is we're riding, and I was behind the dude that ended up, having the gruesome crash or gruesome injury, right? I was behind him, and we always had the rule of like stay a couple of feet behind, right? Like don't be right on each other's asses in case something happens. Well, his chain fucked up, right? Like, I don't know if it got loose, if something got lodged in there, but you could hear it because his bike, like tweaked out, right? Like, the wheels, it just wasn't working right. So we have to stop on the side of the bike path, and he starts messing with his chain, right? He messes with it for like 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. We'll just round up. We'll say 10 minutes, right? But it wasn't that long. He worked on his bike. He fixed it, or he thought he fixed it. He was like, yep, we're good. We're good. We're good. Well, at this point, we had been riding our bikes for like an hour in total, right? So we weren't that far away, but we're still like an hour away from riding the bikes. Realistically, probably like a 20-minute, 25-minute drive from our houses, okay? Or like where we all live, close to where we live, all right? So he starts going, he's in front of me again, and I just want to set the picture right before all this stuff happened, okay? There's me all the way in the back. In front of me is the kid who ended up getting hurt, and then there were two more of our friends in front of him, right? Like two more. So there were four of us in total, I think. There may have been more, but that's one of those details that I don't know, but I'm pretty sure there was four of us, okay? So we're riding, and he had messed with his chain, and then while we were riding, he wasn't messing with it, like, too much, you know, because you got to ride. You can't just stick your fingers in the chain, but he was making sure it was staying on. Like, he was hitting it, and he was doing stuff, but he wasn't sticking his fingers in it, you know? He wasn't being dumb. Well, there's a part of the woods trail where it goes straight downhill, right? Like, you kind of go uphill for a while, and it's like a roller coaster. Like, you go uphill, not straight uphill, but you slowly progress over like 10, 15 minutes, and then eventually it's like hill bombing. It's like a big hill, and you're gonna go straight down it, right? So I remember we all had our bikes lined up next to each other, right? And there wasn't enough space for us to all go, but we were just doing it for like the aesthetic, you know? We were just looking down at the hill like, damn, that looks big. Well, we decide we're gonna go in order of, you know, how we've been riding. So my two friends, you know, the friends that I said, you know, they're not so important in this story, the ones that were in front of the guy that got hurt, right? They go down the hill. They go up kind of right after each other, but still, it's a big hill, and right at the end of it, there's a sharp right turn, and that's scary because you don't know if someone's coming down the other side of the path, so you got to stay in your lane, but also it's dark and creepy, and there could be a branch. It's just not, I mean, it's fun. It was fun for us being teenagers, you know, being guys and stuff, but I'm just saying, it's not that safe. It was kind of dangerous, right? So them two go down, and then I'm like, do you want me to go or do you want to go? To the guy that ended up getting hurt, right? And he's like, I'll go. I was next in line anyways. I'll go. I was like, all right. And I'm like, is your bike good? Are you sure you want to go down this? And his, what I call the famous last words, right? He looked me right in the eyes and he said, yeah, no sweat. Like this, no problem. This isn't going to be shit. You know, my bike's fine. Even if it's not fine, what's the worst that's going to happen? That's what he said, dude. He said, what's the worst that's going to happen? And it's like, you never want to say that, right? So, and this is fucked, dude. This is so nasty. So he kicks up on his pedal. I remember his right foot was on the pedal first, and then his left foot. I don't know why I remember that. It's just when something nasty like this happens, you remember, okay? So he puts his right foot on first, left foot starts pedaling, right? He gets about literally 2 feet down the hill, and it was a huge hill. Okay, so let's say it's a 30-40 foot hill. He got literally 2 feet down it. Like, he didn't even pick up speed yet. He just got down it, and the chain fucking snaps. Okay, I don't know if it snapped fully, halfway. I don't really know about bike mechanics all the way. I know the basics. You gotta keep it, you know, on the trail or track or whatever. But no, the thing like made a loud popping noise, snapped off, hit his ankle, so it like wrapped around his ankle, dude, and his leg was stuck to the bike. So he is like I'm trying to think exactly. The bike kind of tilted forward to the left, right? Like, think about how you set a bike down if you don't use a kickstand, like how you set it on the left. The bike did that as he's going downhill. He goes off backwards off the bike, lands on like his back slash ass, and slides down the hill. But he's screaming in pain. He's going, and his leg is caught in the chain. Now, it all happened really fast. I know I'm kind of slowing it down for the story's sake, but this all happened in like a 5-second, 10-second span. Like, it was quick, right? And the boys at the bottom, they weren't really watching. I mean, they stopped, but they weren't really paying all that attention. When they heard the screams, they looked back, and I remember locking eyes with one of the friends down at the bottom of the hill. And I look again at my friend in front of me, and he kind of slid down to the bottom of the hill, and he is screaming in pain, like agonizing pain, like he's getting murdered, literally. I've never heard I mean, I have heard a scream like that, but it was the first time hearing a scream like that. So it like shook me to the core, dude. We run to him, and obviously his leg's bleeding a lot, right? Now we think it's like a big cut, you know, like you need stitches. Like I had to get stitches. It's traumatized. Like I get it, right? But we thought it was a big cut, right? So we go over there to try to help get his leg out, you know, like because it was wrapped up in his ankle, not his leg, just his ankle, right? The moment that my friend touched his leg, because I was like holding his shoulders, you know, because he was sitting back, I was like holding him up kind of. My friend, as he's pulling off, like he's taking his leg out of the thing, my friend, the one that's hurt, is screaming like top of his lungs, like ah, you know, like full death scream. And we're like, we stopped touching him. We're like, chill, like we're trying to help you, you know, what's wrong? We thought it was just a cut, dude, and his leg was literally like spurting blood. And then I see something white. I'm like, what is that, dude? What is in your leg? Is that a stick? Right? And I was like freaked out. I couldn't even think of like the inflection of my voice. I couldn't control trying to be calm to keep him calm. I couldn't, right? I was like, what is that in your leg, dude? It was his bone. His ankle bone had popped through the fucking skin, and there's blood like spurting out, dude. We're like 14, 15, 13. What the fuck are we supposed to do? Full panic mode, dude. And we're not just in public. Like, if we went the other way in the path, like this would have been bad, but we would have gotten help within 30 seconds. Like, there were always people around on that side of the path. On this side, dude, you'd see like 2 people the whole time because it's dark, it's scary in the woods, dude. We panicked. I immediately thought we need to call 911, right? I said that, and the kid said no. He was like, I'm not going on a fucking ambulance, call my mom, right? We call his mom, or he calls his mom, whatever. I can't even remember that part. I know I didn't talk to her, though. So someone called his mom, and she said, I'm on my way. I'm calling an ambulance, right? So she called an ambulance. We're freaking the fuck out. He's really freaking out. And this is something that, like, now I understand that he was in shock. So, you know, he fainted, he passed out. I thought he fucking died, dude. Like, he was freaking out 1 second, and the next second, he's just out, just straight on his back, dude. I thought he died. I was like, what the fuck? What's wrong with him? No one knew what was up. And listen, I thought it would take like forever for an ambulance to get there. It didn't. It took like 11 minutes maybe, but it was the longest 11 minutes of my life, dude. It felt like it was taking an hour. It felt a lot longer than it should have, dude. Finally, you hear these guys coming down the path, and they're going, are you guys over? You guys over here? And we're like, yes, dude. We waved down these paramedic guys. They brought you know, I don't know what they're called, the stretchers. Like, they brought a thing for him, and they had like the things they give the NFL guys, like the air cast, you know? And they're like, we're going to have to move the bike. We're going to have to pick your leg up, all these stuff. And I had to just turn around, dude. I couldn't even watch anymore because he was, like, making noises. He was like, ah. And he also had fainted. Like, I was freaked out, dude. So I just walked off to the side, kind of tried not to think about it for a couple minutes. And they get him up on the stretcher. They take him to the ambulance. I don't know how they got the ambulance nearby on a bike path. Like, I have no clue, dude. But they ended up helping him, and he made a recovery. But still to this day, that dude has a weird limp, right? Like, when he walks, his foot, like, it's healed. I don't think it causes him pain. But I don't know if they, like, reset it wrong, or I don't know how it works, dude. But when you have a bone sticking out, protruding from your leg, you're probably not going to walk the same again, you know. But just talking about it, like, oh, it makes me hot. It's like, oh, that was freaky, dude. But yeah, that was whatever I said the title was, that was this, and it was freaky. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Sub, share, like, comment, become a member if you'd like. But I just appreciate you guys watching. And if you need someone to talk to for real, I answer all positive comments. And if you're going through something, need someone for real, my Instagram is linked in the entire bio of my YouTube. Not just this video, but my whole channel. Just go to the bio. You'll see my Instagram link. DM me. I'll get back to it in a day or two. You're not alone. Be safe. Peace out. That was wild, dude. Like, what are you supposed to do? Shit. I don't know.